Now, Zimbabwe's Opposition Citizens Coalition for Change has just addressed the media on the country's election result and again made claims of widespread irregularities. For more on this, we're now joined by Audrey Chimwanda, who's in Harare for us. Audrey, good afternoon. Interesting comments being made by Nelson Chamisa saying that while they anticipated that there would be problems, they were actually surprised at the scale of the irregularities accompanying this election. Tell us more.
That was not the only surprise that the CCC leader Nelson Chamisa alluded to in his press briefing this afternoon. Just a few minutes ago, he said he was quite pleased that there was less post and pre-election violence that we've experienced in this particular general election. But it appears security issues seem to still dog the opposition party. Just a few minutes ago, we were redirected from the original venue of where this presser was supposed to have been held. I'll take you back to yesterday when we had another presser with the spokesperson of this party that then descended into chaos when unidentified men then disrupted that particular press briefing. So we had to move to another venue here today, and it also led to the president of the party, CCC, not giving a very detailed press briefing as there was security all over him, and I suppose those security concerns still linger on. He spoke of not waiting until 5 years for another election to be held here in Zimbabwe for the opposition party to take power. They believe that ZANU-PF did another coup, according to his words, and this time it was the coup of the ballot. Of course, he was alluding to what the party has been speaking about prior to this election, that it will be rigged. There's issues of what is called a V11 and a V23. You will know that the CCC party agent did not sign off this presidential election result, signing the difference between those two forms that then you need to correlate with what the party's numbers are and compare them to what the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission's numbers were. And according to this party, those numbers are not in correlation, and they'll be going forward with litigation to make sure that they get what they believe is theirs in Nhlanhla.
So Nelson Chamisa also saying that this was not an election but a coercion. What do you make of that?
He cited intimidation of voters in Nhlanhla, both in the urban areas, which is their stronghold really as the opposition, including the rural areas where there is most of the voter base there is for the ruling party, ZANU-PF. They say they have evidence of having seen what is called a group, an outfit called FAZ, which they claim is part of the state security agents here in Zimbabwe, that was intimidating people, taking their details just before they went into polling stations to cast their ballots, making sure that they vote for the ruling party. Of course, this is what the opposition is saying. They say they have that evidence and they'll be using that going forward as they launch what they call an offensive in ensuring that they get what is theirs that was stolen for them from this election. What that entails in terms of the details, we're not yet clear, but they say they will be going on a media blackout because they want just the one message from their presidential party, the party's president, to be the only message that goes out there. So we're not able to speak to any other members of this party to get clarity on that. There's also allegations of one of their party members having abducted yesterday. This we heard from the International Relations Secretary. It's something that will be following through. There seems to be a bit of chaos here in Nhlanhla, and for our own security, we're going to sign off now.
That's Audrey Chimwanda, our reporter who's out in Zimbabwe following those elections very closely and the results. Now, the CCC saying that the election itself was chaotic, particularly noting voter suppression, especially in rural areas.